Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Happy Cat Crypto here. So hasn't today been rather interesting? A lot of emotional trades going on as far as I'm aware. Now, before we get started, I'm just going to let you know I have bailed DoQuan out of jail. It cost me a fair bit of my LUNACLASSIC, but we did get him out so we could tweet out to you folks. Now, folks, come on. You've been around for some time now, and I hope a lot of you didn't do any kind of emotional trading today. I myself bought the dip, but we'll get onto that later in the video. But folks, you're not naive, okay? You need to understand, okay? Everything's kind of like public information, okay? The websites are out there for you to use. Interpol's website, you can literally just set the filter of where they're wanted by, be it Singapore, Korea, South Korea, you know, the independent state of Korea or wherever. You can check to see who's on the Interpol red list, so to speak. And, you know, he's not on there. He's not on there because it's just a load of horse, and the media, and this is the mainstream media, need to be absolutely downright ashamed of themselves, because they've just shown once again how untrustworthy they are. You know, they're not here for the community. They're here like newspapers are, you know, like the Daily Mirror here in the UK. They're just there to create hysteria, turn heads, and, you know, but this one really did have a really negative effect in my opinion. We saw a very, very sharp dump downwards as soon as this information started getting about, and Luna Terra itself got hit pretty hard, and Terra Classic itself got hit pretty hard, and we've been doing very well to ignore the overall market, so to speak. And every time every time Bitcoin's been dumping, Lunk's been absolutely pumping, and it's obviously people are just deciding to chase what's kind of green. Now, this whole thing about DoQuan being arrested and all these ins, outs, ifs, that's, and others, I'm just going to lay it down for you folks. We are a community run coin, okay? We are fully decentralized. No one runs this ship. No one. Validators run it. This is the reason why we have governance, why we have voting, and a whole system as to where we have to vote on every single little chain that is made. And that's the whole point of having proposals. DoQuan, even if he did get taken to court, which the likelihood of this happen is very, 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 very slim, and the charges are actually completely irrelevant to it's just a load of horse, in my opinion. If you don't know what horse is, it's just a load of crap. It's just a load of horse talk. It's a load of old nothing, just a load of old nothingness. And like I said, they ought to be downright ashamed of themselves, because they've probably ruined a lot of people's bags, you know, people that have possibly held their bags for some time. DoQuan has come out and tweeted, you know, a Moon Coinage who has done interviews with DoQuan, and if you watch those, you would know exactly how he stands and where he stands with the law on everything. So it's sad. Like I said, it is so sad to see the mainstream, you know, media outlets jumping on this, and then every single crypto YouTube influencer jumping on it, you know, and they know who they are. I know who you are, and you ought to be downright ashamed of yourselves. You're supposed to be part of this movement, but yet you didn't fact check nothing. Yeah, it makes me sick, honestly. It actually makes me sick to think that we have influencers that have claimed to be part of this movement, but yet the first sign of, you know, bad news, and they're spreading it. They're no thought into what damage it could have done, and all these kind of things like that. And people like myself, I'm working day in, day out, night and day to bring projects to the light and show you folks that what things to look for in a project, you know. Have they built on the blockchain's technology? No. Then why should we support them? It's as simple as that. You know, we have the technology. Come and build, we will support you. But if you're not using the blockchain, how can you expect us to support you when you're, you know, building on Ethereum or on BSC chain or whatever? You know, it's today's been very interesting for me to sit and watch this, and I had a hospital appointment today to have my back drained out and everything like that. And it was horrible to be sat there in hospital and not be able to actually do a video to calm people down, and the hysteria just spread. We put out as many posts as we could, but you know, there's only so much reach you get. When you start to get more followers on Twitter, you gain less reach, which is absolutely ridiculous. That you've got, you know, 25.9k followers, and you know, not even 10% I think's even seeing my tweets, because Twitter will limit our reach for the most silliest of things, of like posting twice in 3 hours, and you know, silly stuff like that. We know it to be true because what Elon Musk. But anyway, moving forward, and we're gonna be focusing on what is good store value. You know, what can you possibly invest in that's a good store of value? And we're doing quite a few videos around this, but I was in an AMA and we were speaking about bullion, and well, they brought it up first, and then I know quite a bit about bullion and the ins and outs. And here in the UK, if you stick to buying 1 ounce silver Britannicas or 1 ounce silver maples, they're considered legal tender, meaning that you can't actually be taxed on these coins when it comes time to profit off of them, which is really good. But precious metals have always been a store of value for millennia, for absolute millennia, and you know, it shouldn't be something that's shrugged off. And we've got Pax Gold. If you know what Pax Gold is, it's a coin. I think it's a stable coin, to be correct, and it's backed by the gold, like gold. I think they actually have the reserves of gold to back up the coin and everything like that, which is really good, because precious metals have been around for millennia. They've always traded it since, you know, way back in, you know, going back to the Egyptians before then, and it really has been about for a long time. And it's one of those commodities, gold and silver. And one that was discussed is rhodium? Yeah, rhodium, which is a new precious metal, which is pretty heavily used in cars, car batteries and things like that. And it's shooting up in value quite a lot. I've looked at it, and I myself, I buy silver bullion coins, like I was explaining to you, because they are capital gain free. Whereas if you buy, say, you know, a 1 kilo bar of silver, you're going to need to pay capital gains tax on that when the time comes to sell it. So it's all about understanding, you know, all of these kind of stores of value. And another thing that I have a store of value in, believe it or not, is Pokemon cards. And now, Pokemon cards, the OG set, which is like the Wizards of the Trading Coast, WOTC, you know, they go for great money. And I collect Charizards because they are a great store of value. In fact, every Charizard that I've ever bought is worth more than what I paid for it. And I'm kind of a collector because I was born in the 90s. I'm 30 years old this year. So I was born in that era of Nintendo, Pokemon, Beyblades, Gundam Wing, and you know, there's things outside of crypto that you wouldn't believe are great stores of value. And one of my friends, he has a store of value in whiskey barrels. And you know, like I said, we're going to be doing a lot more talks on, you know, diversifying your output and kind of looking at all the other different things that are available to you and things that we can intertwine into the crypto space itself and possibly implement into the blockchain's technology, because we are an ever evolving system. We can add, we can create, we can delete, we can do whatever we want within the confines of what our technology can do, which is a lot. And it's new technology, and people can figure out new ways to do stuff all the time, and it's really good. I put out a poster today, and I'm just going to end this video really on a pretty good note in my own opinion. And it's a really plain Jane kind of poster, and it's just letting you folks know the burn node is coming soon, and it's going to be a 6% commission rate. This is exactly the same as LUNCDAO. I'm doing this so, you know, I've been friends with LUNCDAO since the beginning, and you folks know, if you've been here from the very beginning, me and LUNCDAO, Vegas, Mustafa, people like that have been here from the absolute get-go of this thing. So not undercutting one of my friends is very important, but also showing that we're a team. You know, we're both burning, we're all going towards that same goal, and it's all about supporting one another. And this is where that 0% commission rate thing comes into play. You know, it's sneaky, it's kind of a no-brainer for anybody to just delegate their coins with a 0% commission. You know, you're getting full amount of rewards that you can. But yeah, this is why I'm doing, you know, exactly the same as LUNCDAO. I'm going to be burning 50% of the node's revenue. Can't remember what it's called. It's not the rewards. Well, we'll just say, you know, the rewards for now. So I'll be burning 50%, and then the other 50% will go to the treasury, and it will be diversified, and it will be used for bettering the blockchain, you know, absolutely doing our utmost best that we can to help these projects that are trying to onboard. And you folks know how strongly I feel about helping individual projects and getting to know them one at a time. And you know, it's not always easy to fit everybody in, and working with 1, 3, 4 projects at a time is not always the best. So I always find it's better to just work with one project at a time, slowly and steadily, and get them to where they need to be to kind of stand on their own feet, and people actually not look at it and go, well, you know, it's just another NFT project, but actually see it as, well, these guys have actually utilized the blockchain's technology. You know, this is really good. And there's many examples of people have created projects throughout this capitulation event and the burning event that could have built on the blockchain, but they didn't. It just goes to show. So always be aware of that, and be aware there's going to be a lot of nodes being created. You know, everyone in their mums is going to be packing a node, in my opinion. So it's going to be a big squabble. And I honestly, I hope, I pray every day, and it may sound silly, you may not pray, but I pray a lot. And I pray that, you know, this node is exactly what I've always envisioned it to be. And nothing changes just because the community SG is not, you know, running it anymore. Doesn't change its goal. It doesn't change what is going to happen. In fact, it's going to be better because, you know, 100 people can't steer one ship, 50 people can't steer one ship. And, you know, like in that video, we did explain it quite well. I don't need to go over it again, but really good. And it's coming October 27th. That's next month. And to me, it's so close now. I have asked for the date to be brought forward by 20 days. I don't know how that will go in with a response, but, you know, with the kind of proposals that other people have been putting up with no thought into it, it kind of leaves us thinking, why not bring it forward 2 days if we're dropping the vote power down to either 10 or 5%? The issue with this being as well is like reaching quorum. I think they would need to drop the quorum level. I was discussing this with the developer of the website. We're actually going to be doing a video on it later this week, so do keep an eye out for that one. And yeah, like I said, leaving it on a good note, the parameter change for 1.2% tax and burn ends in 22 hours, and then that leaves us with exactly 6 days, 12 hours, 16 minutes and 58 seconds and counting until the burn tax goes active. And yes, I will be going live for it. Just pretty much go, if you want the link, if you want to, you know, jump in there now so you're notified as to when it starts, just head to my profile, look for the upcoming lives kind of tab thing, and it will show up in there. So folks, stay safe out there. Have a really, really nice Thursday wherever you are. I did record this one at around 6 o'clock in the evening to come out in the morning. Things may have changed, but I want to get this one out in the morning for, you know, the majority of people out there. I've also been awake for around 60 plus something hours now. So yeah, I'm probably going to get some rest, have a nice evening, watch a film in bed with Happy, and just chill out. I hope you guys have a really, really nice day. Like I said, do stay safe. Don't trade on emotion, trade on facts where you can, and don't be a sheep. And that's not me saying, you know, you're a sheep. That's me saying, you know, think for yourselves, okay? Always do your own due diligence. Always, 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 always. Sites like Interpol are open to anyone. Jeez, you can go on the FBI's vault. You know, that is a whole world of conspiracy files, and they're actual, you know, declassified files that are from the government. And, you know, the information's out there. You just need to Google for it. Stay safe, folks. Beware of scammers. I'll never DM you. If you need to get a hold of me, jump onto my Twitter, jump into Telegram, at me. I will appear, or just chuck me a DM on Twitter. If you've got a project and you're listening, feel free to reach out to me directly. You know, I've sent a lot of projects forward to Terror Rebels and they always come back to me and say the same thing, can't get hold of anybody. So if you are having trouble getting hold of anyone, that's not saying you're going to, or you might, but if you do, get hold of me and I'll try and get you in contact with the correct people as best as I can, and I'll likely put you in touch with someone like Demon Monkey or someone like that. Folks, stay safe out there, okay? None of this is ever financial advice. If you haven't subscribed here, consider subscribing. Consider huddling with us. Tap the notifications bell on the way out. Tap a little like if you feel like it. Catch you in the next one.